Welcome back, everybody. Part of my continuing series featuring the 1933 Goudey. We're going to take a step back from looking at individual player cards, and today we're going to look at different styles of artwork used throughout the whole 1933 Goudey series. I was first attracted to this series when I visited the Metropolitan Museum of Art a few years ago and saw the famous Jefferson Burdick edition collection, and it had all sorts of just famous cards, beautifully depicted side by side, and these Goudeys with their rich colors and varied style just really stood out for me. And I think without knowing it at the time, I kind of planted the seed that this was going to be a series I wanted to collect. And so these first that I'm sharing with you right now are the first of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 styles I'm going to share today in this video. And this is a traditional Goudey that you see with the red Big League chewing gum on the bottom. Beautiful colors on the top there. Now we're going to look at the red background cards, a different style. I think the red kind of evokes some of the Cracker Jack series from about 18 years before. Same kind of rich red background that you see in that series. Here's just a beautiful card right here. And as we've seen with some of my other videos, in addition to being richly drawn cards with varied styles, as we're going to see in this video, the stories of these players in this season include so many great stories, unbelievable players, many of whom are in the Hall of Fame. Now we're going to look at the yellow background. Just look at that registration, how it just pops off the card there. With this set in particular, I really feel that these cards are almost like mini masterpieces, mini pieces of art tied to my love of the American game, baseball. And we'll give you another example of the yellow background here. Next, we're going to move on to a very richly drawn style appearing later, kind of midway through the Goudey set. Look at I'm just going to put it really close to the camera here. Look at the rich detail there. Just stunning. These next couple are like that. Here's a PSA 6 and Sam Jones. Again, just look at that detail. I featured this in my first video. I just love this card. Love the expression on his face, the chewing tobacco in his mouth, and just the detail. One more, Pete Jablonski. What I think is so interesting is you'll have 4 in a row like that, of that style, and then we go into just a completely different style right adjacent to it. Here's a PSA 6, a completely different style, but very realistic looking nonetheless. Another like that. And then we go to kind of an eggshell blue background. Here's a Gus Mancuso and a PSA 6. Pretty realistic face there. Then here's a Hall of Famer, Eddie Collins. Now take a look at this. We've seen some realism in the other faces, and this is almost cartoonish. So that's what I mean. The varied style keeps things interesting. And, you know, one step later, you have one card later, really, you have another one, same eggshell blue. And then here's a card with Jim Bottomley. Look at that hat. Another eggshell blue. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing different styles of the 1933 Goudey. We're going to keep plowing through and featuring other cards in this famous set. I hope you've enjoyed. Take care.